Hi everyone, it's Raina. So this video is for those people who have their natal Venus in the fourth house of home and family. And Venus is the attractor. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. It is the bestower of gifts, I think. I would think that it does that, but it does have this association, not only with love, but also money, because Venus rules two houses in astrology. It rules the second house of earned income under the sign of Taurus, and the seventh house of committed partnership in the sign of Libra. So both of those areas are big ones for Venus, and the fourth house is the house ruled by Cancer, and its ruler is the moon. And it's so, it's a feminine energy, and Venus is a feminine planet. So this is definitely an area that we associate with feminine things. Now, one of the main things about the fourth house is family. This can be your family of origin. This can be your childhood too. And when you talk about your family, this can be your roots. So this is a water house being ruled by Cancer. This can be your emotions, and they will be of a sentimental nature and connected to the past. With Venus in the fourth house, you may have a harmonious family life. Whether you're talking about, as a child or as an adult, you will replicate that. That will be something that you want to do. You want to give your future children the type of happy home life that you experienced. The thing to remember here is that sometimes you have multiple planets in a house. And I have had clients who had Venus in the fourth house, and maybe they had Pluto, or maybe they had Saturn, which are very challenging in the fourth house. And how I interpret that is that they may have had some kind of abuse, brutal sometimes situation in the home, but there was a saving grace. There might have been a grandmother, somebody who took care of them, maybe not all the time, but that they could go to sometimes, and in the family. And that was their kind of a haven from all of the other stuff. And, you should never underestimate that, because that can be everything, and that can be the difference between somebody who can see like the silver lining and really understand that there's more to life than the negativity, and a person who is so deeply immersed in it that they just kind of repeat it in their adult life. Because the fourth house is connected to Cancer and to family, this is a traditional influence. So people with this position tend to have traditional values. Venus can be our values. And with the fourth house, we could even say like old-fashioned. Cancer is old-fashioned. Now, they didn't mention patriotism, but definitely the fourth house is your homeland. And so I could see somebody with Venus in the fourth of having a very strong connection to their home country, where they just really love it, and they have that kind of, I don't know if you'd say identification, but a true love for it. And this might even apply to things that they buy, maybe artwork that has, their country, or clothing or something like that. I didn't see that mentioned anything about the homeland. And by the way, I just want to give a shout out to advancedastrology.com. It's funny whenever I put in a search for any of these planets and houses or other types of astrological information, this one has been popping up first, but I'm not picking it just because it popped up first. I really think that it is on point. Sometimes I have to go through multiple sites to get what I'm looking for. So you may feel that you were supported by your parents growing up. And again, if you have other planets in the fourth, like Neptune, even, even Neptune can be very challenging in the fourth, but Mars, Pluto, Saturn, you still can have somebody there who was on your side. It will usually be the parent who is the most nurturing, the least, disciplinarian type. You love your parents, so they may have loved you and you love them. And that's why you want to replicate that when you get to be in that position to do so. You may have come from a well-to-do family, because Venus can be about that moolah, that money, the harmony that has to do with finances. So you may, if it wasn't like wealthy, it might have been, at least solidly middle class, where you didn't have to like want for anything. And again, the traditional values may have been upheld and you're sticking with them. You are a happy homebody. That's what I put down here, because I think that that's a good way of putting it. You're somebody that's happy to be at home. Now, let's say you're a Sagittarius sun sign like I am. Let's say you are an Aries sun. So like I'm talking about fire energy, air energy, a Gemini, that signs that are not known for necessarily being very domestically oriented. You would still be that type of person. And, that might be your little quirk in your personality, is that you're a homebody, that you're very interested in decorating your home. So you have that kind of June Cleaver vibe going on, even if you're a man. Your inner June Cleaver. And you know what? If you're under the age of, I don't know, maybe even like 45, you might have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm realizing some of these references that I'm giving, I sound like I'm 100 years old. And I wasn't even watching Leave It to Beaver in its first generation. So, don't date me that much. So anyway, you're, when it comes to relationships, and of course, Venus is always concerned with relationships, you're interested in building a life with someone. You're not just interested in having a hot, torrid affair. You want somebody that you can build a family with, or if you don't want children, at least that you're going to have this wonderful home with and this home life, And so you might even be attracted to a conservative partner. And I put in parentheses Cancer, because with the fourth house, I mean, if you have Venus here, you might be literally involved with a Cancer individual. And this might be some of those times when, you have that oddball combination of an Aquarius and a Cancer. I actually, made a point in one of my other videos of saying, wow, that's a really weird combination. And I got somebody who wrote to me and said that I think they were together with one person I think it was an Aquarius who wrote to me and said they were with a Cancer for many years. So sometimes these like hidden areas can be the pull, the influence. Venus is the attractor, and that can attract people who are quite different in their basic personality types. Now, I'm going to enlist the help from some of you fellow astrologers out there. If you're listening, if you some people do astrology as a hobby, but they have a lot of knowledge. They mentioned may not marry until later. I usually don't repeat information that I don't understand, that I can't figure out the origin. So if any of you know what this could be referring to, please let me know, because that doesn't make any sense to me, why the fourth house would be concerned with, how this would play into it is delaying marriage. I could see it with Saturn, but not with Venus here. You can have a flair for interior design. with this placement. You may, and I would say if you have a Virgo strong in your chart, you might be one of those people that go around and organize people's homes even. I could see even something like that. Because I know that interior design, like if you are a literal Libra, for instance, you may, or moon in Libra, you may have this tendency as well of just loving that idea of decorating homes. Hey, you should get this type of furniture in this space, kind of knowing how to arrange a space in the most pleasing way, but I could even see it in a practical sense. Maybe your Venus is in Virgo and you have a very organizational type of a mindset, and maybe you have the sun there, Mars there, who knows. This could also apply, maybe even the moon in Virgo. I have the moon in Virgo myself. But with Venus in the fourth house, this might look more practical than aesthetic, but it still is creating some kind of harmony within the house so you can see where everything is. You might have luck with real estate. So you might be flipping houses, or maybe even this could apply to buying a house at the right time, right before the market goes crazy. And that certainly has happened. We've seen these, what do you call them? Very intense periods. I don't know the technical name, where the housing just like, I would call it like a bubble though. Yeah, I think that was what I was really trying to say, where it just goes up, so it shoots up almost like artificially, and then it crashes, but you happen to ride that wave in a way that allows you to benefit. Maybe you like bail right before the bubble bursts or something like that. So sometimes when people are flipping houses, that can just naturally occur, where they happen to be at the right time in the right place in the cycle, and they make this, large profit from it. Okay, well, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.